Alrighty, we are live. Hello, everybody. I'll give it a few seconds for people to like get notified or whatever and hop on. But yeah, welcome to our April book club discussion slash May because it's happening in May. But these we'll be talking about the books that we read in April today. So yeah, I'll wait. I'll give it a few seconds for people to hop on. Stasia is here. Hi, Stasia. Welcome. I'm glad you could
Stasia.
join us. Hello. Give me seconds. But then we'll start. I guess we'll start with A Touch of Darkness.
I think more people read that one. So
yeah, I think more people read this one too.
Yeah, I'm interested since we have like such polar kind of opposite opinions on it.
I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it.
Okay.
So that's my thought.
I don't know if I know anyone who like hated it. So
yeah, I know everybody loved it. Everybody that I've like seen in the book club chat loved it. Gave it 4 stars or higher, I think. But I'm just like,
yeah. It happens to the best of us.
I know. I would be interested to like maybe read from Hades' point of view and like the Game of Fate or whatever. I don't know, because this is the second book in this series is out, right?
Yeah, A Touch of Ruin is out. Yeah, A Game of Fate is also out, but I think that there's gonna be 7 books in total.
Wow, that's a lot.
So
all right,
I'm gonna binge them all. I think like as soon as they come out, I'm getting them.
They're all on Kindle Unlimited, so maybe I won't buy the copies of them. Okay, let me ask the first question in the chat. So for people who are joining, did you give A Touch of Darkness? Okay, let's start off with the first basic question, and talk about the rating that we gave the book. Not me getting A Touch of Darkness for this book club and not even finishing it.
Oh my goodness.
You're good, Danny.
You're good.
Thank you for
whenever
the
you
moral support of being here.
Whenever you end up reading it, you can always let us know what you think. So
yeah, we'll have the chat still in the Discord for a while, until we officially remove it. But the third book comes out the 25th. Yeah, I think it comes out sometime in May. So that's exciting.
That's super exciting. I'm definitely gonna read that.
All right. First question, like usual, is what rating did you give A Touch of Darkness? And Maya, if you want to go first, you can share your thoughts. Just your general thoughts on the rating that you gave it.
I gave it 5 stars. I pretty much devoured the book. I read like the first half of it in one day, and then I had to put it down because I had work to do, because I knew that if I continued, I would just like not do anything productive. I just liked it so much. I flew through it, basically. 5 stars, right? Mm-hmm. General thoughts, 5 stars.
That's awesome. I gave the book 3 stars. I didn't love it, but I definitely didn't hate it either. I'll go more into my thoughts later. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars, which I think I might have the most unpopular opinion in the book club. Because everyone else that I saw who was reading it loved it. Like Stasia gave it 4 stars. So that's wonderful. And I know she was mad at me for like not reading it faster, and I also know that she was mad at me for like not liking it. So I apologize, Stasia. Yeah, I'm the worst. I never like not like romance, so the fact that I didn't like this one made me sad. But that's okay.
It happens sometimes.
I know it's sad, but oh well. I'll probably continue the series eventually, but it's not a priority. Let's see. All right. Let's talk about the characters, Hades and Persephone. How did we feel about them?
Okay. I don't know. That's okay.
I apologize. My wife is talking to me. Sorry.
I really liked both of the characters. I don't know how else to say. I just loved them. I don't know. Yeah, I really liked them. Okay. Let me try and think, and so I can give an actual answer. Because I'm just like, yeah, I loved it. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I say too usually. So
I like how Persephone is so like focused on like her career and how she wants to do like journalism, all this stuff. Yeah. I think it was a really good like incorporation into her character,
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked her relationship with Hades and like the chemistry between them. Mm-hmm. Also, I agree with Stasia's comment So yeah,
Yeah,
those
I
are
do
my,
agree with
yeah,
that
I
as
agree.
well. Hades was a good character. Yeah, we like him. I always fall for like the male
Yeah,
protagonist, whether he's like actually like a good person or not. Like it doesn't matter what book it is. Like fantasy, I
yeah,
fall for the morally gray, dark-haired, brooding character. Like that's every time.
100%, all the
Um,
time.
but I did like the fact that like Hades, like even though he kind of came off as like a bad boy, like he actually had a heart, and I really enjoyed that because like I think Persephone was so quick to judge him, but like like when they actually communicated with each other, like he took what she said to heart, and I
Yeah,
like that. Like he
he
tried to
wasn't
change.
like this super evil person that everyone like
Yeah,
had him out to be.
yeah,
And I mean, eventually she saw that, right? But
right.
it was just really interesting to see her like battle with that thought of him, since everyone is saying that he's like evil and like not good, and
Yeah,
but yeah.
I agree. Persephone was a hit or miss on the scenes for me. Sometimes I thought she was just too much or emotional at times where it wasn't necessary. Yeah, I definitely agree. I liked her independence too, but like I don't know. Sometimes her character just kind of annoyed me a little bit personally. I don't know. But yeah, I agree with that. I liked Hades and him falling for Persephone and really backed her up all the time. He always wanted what was best for her despite what others thought of him. I agree
Yeah,
with that. And the other thing that like bothered me with Persephone, like regarding this, is that she continually like pushed him away. Like she kept kind of like going back and forth between what she like wanted from him, I guess. I don't know. And I was like, girl, we know you like him. Please just
she was like in
do
denial the
it.
whole time. I was like, girl,
I
just
know.
accept your feelings.
I was like,
Come
everyone
on.
is telling you that he loves you. Everyone is telling you that you love him. Like, listen
Yeah,
to
like
people around you.
everyone in the underworld was like rooting for her, like since like she first got
I
there.
know.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
Hi, Bailey.
Hey,
Let us
Bailey.
know what rating you gave the book and any thoughts that you have right now on the characters, mostly Hades and Persephone. I did love the fact that like there was such like an inclusion of like different gods and goddesses like in the underworld. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I would
I
love
really
it if she
liked,
wrote more on the other
yeah,
gods as
I
well.
really liked what was her name? The girl who like helps Persephone or the
Hecate?
goddess. Was it it started with an H, I'm pretty sure.
Hecate? Is it Hecate?
Yes,
I
okay.
don't
I
know.
think
I
it's that
don't
one.
know the god stuff well. I
Yeah, I
think it
don't
was
know.
that then.
See, I don't know Greek mythology like at all. So I was kind of nervous to read this, but like I didn't feel confused or lost about
No,
anything.
exactly the same. I don't know anything about Greek mythology. I'm not
Yeah.
like into mythology, so it was
Yeah.
very good for like a beginner reader,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes, she was very indecisive and I'm like, bro, he's hot and changed him. I know, yes. Like I was rooting for Hades the whole time, and for Persephone, I was just like, come on, like because they would always like start to get it on, and then like something would happen, and she's like pushing him away, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating because like I think you can have really good tension, but I think you can also
Without
get
the
to the point
constant
where it's
back and
too
forth.
much, where it's
Yeah.
almost like annoying and frustrating. I gave it 3.5 stars. Yeah, okay, I'm kind of in the same realm as you then, Bailey. I also didn't like how Persephone always thought she knew what was best. She was basically like, tell everyone, oh yeah, tell everyone they're wrong. And I'm like, no, you were wrong, Persephone. Yeah, she was definitely very headstrong and stubborn character. And I think that kind of like led to some of her like faults at times.
Yeah. I feel like she might have been like headstrong in the wrong moments. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
what happened with that guy releasing her article and like changing it up, like
Mm-hmm.
that in particular, when she didn't do anything afterwards, I got
Yeah.
so upset because I was like, that's something that I would have been like livid at and
Yeah.
like so upset. And she didn't like tell anyone that she
Right.
didn't publish it. Like
Like
she
she
didn't even
just,
tell
yeah, like let
Hades.
him
She
get
didn't.
away with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because she was like,
yeah,
I think
and
she
kind
was
of
like,
like
I
made
can
Hades
handle
feel
it.
bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he had known, I can guarantee he would have like tried to help her. That might have meant like killing the guy, but like he would have done it. He would have dealt with the
Yeah.
problem. Because I really liked him at first, and I was like, is this another like potential side book boyfriend for me to have? But yeah, then
Dude, yeah, his
obviously,
character flipped so fast. I was
yeah.
like, man, I
Then I
hate
was
this
like,
dude.
oh, never mind. Maybe don't like him. But
Yeah.
yeah. What was your favorite and or least favorite scene or part of the book?
Least favorite would probably be what I just said about the like her not really standing up against that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about enough about him to know his name off the top of my head.
It's like it was like Adonis
Yeah,
or
I think
Adonis or
so.
something. Yeah.
My favorite scene was when she got angry with him at the end and like her power, like kind of
Mhm.
like you know.
Yeah.
That was epic.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, because there was so much tension between them, and then that happened, and I was like, "Oh, she's badass," you know.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I love. Of course, I love like the bath scenes where they're like in the like okay. I just felt like that was like where they had a lot of conversations too, like deep
Oh my
conversations.
god.
But that
Yeah.
was also I think where I could like most see slash like feel like the chemistry between them, because I think that was one thing that made me not like the book. It's because I felt like I didn't really see the chemistry between the two characters, because like it was always like he was just jumping on her and I was like, well, what happened to like the build up, like okay.
But honestly, that scene was so good. So good choice, actually.
Yeah, it was a good scene. Yeah, that was good. I'm trying to think about like what else I liked. I loved the like I guess this is more about like world building, but like the inclusion of like some like the modern like just like the norm, like the like Earth, like the world we live in, but like also with like the mix of like Greek mythology, kind of like how you mentioned about how such a big focus of the book was on like journalism and like how she was going to university to get her journalism degree. I loved those aspects. That
I think
kind
it
of
made
like,
it
real
so
world.
much easier to like read as someone who doesn't
Yeah.
read mythology. Like, so it's like in our world. It's kind of like an urban fantasy, right? So
Yeah.
like starting off with an urban fantasy is way easier than just like going into high fantasy.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was really good. It was really well done in that aspect. So like you can relate to what's going on. Like as like if you're a student, you relate to her struggle as a student,
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. I'm glad because like I am reading more fantasy this year. Like this is a fantasy romance, and I'm reading more fantasy this year, but I still get confused a lot. Like I got confused when I was reading this book a little bit, just because like the world building was so different because it
Yeah.
takes place in a different world.
And it's so much more dense.
Yeah.
There's just so much information. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that.
For Hades, my favorite was when he wanted to learn to bake cookies with her. Yeah,
That
that
scene
was
was so
really good. I
cute.
forgot about that scene. I love the
Oh, I
apartment
love that.
scene. Until her mom comes back, but up until then it was good. Yeah, that was really cute. I totally forgot about that, and I love the fact that like her best like Persephone's best friend was like actually a good person, and like
Yeah.
I think helped her like and made her a stronger character. Lexa or whatever her name was. I really like that too.
Yeah, she was a great side character.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the cookie in the kitchen scene and how he was so tall for her apartment. It was like her apartment was tiny and he was a big man.
And it was such a good contrast because she had always been like in his club or in the underworld, and he has this like giant castle, whatever.
Yeah.
And so him being in like a kitchen was like really, I don't know. It was
was
like heartwarming.
Humanizing.
Yeah,
humanizing and heartwarming. I also loved when they did strip poker. That was good.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah, honestly, I think Hades probably made the story for me. I think most of my problems came from Persephone / like the chemistry between them. But yeah, we love Hades.
Yeah. Honestly, then reading from his perspective might be really fun.
Yeah, that is very true. I wish I'd gone through and like tabbed like some of the quotes that he had, because I did that when I read Black Sunshine. I didn't love the book, but like I tabbed like some of like the quotes from like the male protagonist that I really liked that kind of like made him like hot. So I wish I'd done that with this book too, but
gosh, he would have had so many.
I know, because I loved like just some of his like one-liners, I guess, were just so good.
Definitely on the same page. Still liked Hades more.
Yeah, I agree. Hades, but I always root for the male character versus the female character, probably because like I want them, you know.
Yeah, totally get that.
Protagonist, but it's fine. But how about the relationship between Persephone and her mother? What's her name? Demeter. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it either, but yeah. Gosh, I didn't like how much her mom hovered. Like, and it felt like I don't know. Obviously, it was like a very toxic relationship, but it just felt like very superficial love in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Just
think
because she would get so offended and offended in a way where she would do something back to her to like put her in her place and always threatening her with bringing her back to
mhm.
like yeah, and so I was like I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I was really okay, that was like something that was like really tense for me because like throughout the book I was like, oh, she's gonna find out. Oh, she's gonna find out that she's still
Mhm.
seeing Hades and like she's
I
gonna
don't
get
know
lucky.
how
And
she didn't,
didn't
because
yeah,
if you
because
were
her mom
plastered
was
all
following
over
her.
the newspapers, if you were going to parties where like she mentioned like that one like gala or whatever that she got invited to from her boss, and like she mentioned that like her mom was gonna be there. Like I don't
I
care
don't
that
know
you wore a
how
mask.
she
Like
got away with it.
how did you not like run into each other
Yeah.
at yeah, that part kind of annoyed me because I was
Yeah.
like, there's no
I
way.
genuinely thought something was gonna happen, like with her
Yeah,
mom
I know.
finding
And I think
out.
that could have caused some really good like drama. But yeah, nothing. And I was like, there's no way. Like you went to a big ball with your, boyfriend, and like your mom who's supposed to be there does not realize that it's you.
It's you.
But
Like
what do
what?
I know? Her mom
Yeah.
needed to not. Yeah, I agree. She never let Persephone do her own thing and learn on her own. The mom cared more about herself than her daughter. Yeah, like she claimed that she was like protecting her, but I think really it was all just selfish motives. I
Yeah.
feel like the mom was emotionally driven and impulsive, did not like it. Yeah, I definitely agree. We did not like her. Um, I will say, like the ending, in the scene when like she comes into like the bedroom, I that wasn't believable to me. Like her like just going away like that. Like after like you have until your contract is up to like come back or whatever. Like I'll get you after your contract is done. I felt like from what her character was like shown as before, I felt like she would have put up more of a fight against Hades and her daughter.
Yeah.
But I don't know,
Actually
because like
same.
you never like really like because she goes back to the garden for like 2 seconds to show her mom that she has powers now, but I don't know. I feel like her mom just kind of like gave up when like her character throughout the whole book would kind of argue the opposite, I guess, or what I would have thought would have happened.
Yeah. I think that if I feel like yeah, something should have happened, like lot more drama with the mom. I think that was resolved like really quickly.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah. As you said, a bit unbelievable, right? So
yeah, yeah. I definitely didn't like her though. She was awful, absolutely
yeah,
awful.
definitely not fun.
Yeah, I I did like the fact that like I think Scarlett, the author, wrote her side characters like very well. Like I loved some of them, but like didn't like some of them, which was like the point, I guess, obviously. But I feel like sometimes side characters can fall really flat. But I feel like except for maybe the exception of the mom, I think for the most part, like the side characters all added
We're all
value
really
to the
yeah.
story.
They were all
Um,
really well written.
yeah, and I would love to read a story from the best friend's perspective, honestly. But she has a boyfriend in the book, so I guess like that wouldn't necessarily make sense. But yeah, I thought that was really good. Also, what about Minth or whatever her name was,
Oh
the
my
Hades
gosh, I
secretary?
was
I hate
so
her.
annoyed by her. I
I hated
gosh,
her.
I just I don't know. Like I don't even have words to describe how much that everything about that bugged the heck out of me.
Yeah,
I guess
she
like
was
I'm very
really
annoyed that like Hades didn't do anything
yeah.
really to put her in her place because he must have known that like she was
There's no way.
harassing
Like she was so
Stephanie.
obvious about
Yeah,
everything, and
exactly.
Persephone was so bothered by it all, but he was still like, whatever. Like I only slept with her once. Like she's been my assistant for however many years. I was like,
Yeah,
if you really like Persephone, I feel like he could have done something about it. Like whether it be fire her or just like tell like, put her in her place and say something to her. But
yeah.
yeah.
He never did that, and it bugged the heck out of me.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
when
really glad that at the end he didn't like argue to change her back or
yeah,
whatever.
that
I was
is
like,
true.
yeah,
I
you
thought that
can
was
stay as a plan.
hilarious. Cause wasn't that like part of like the epilogue or like the bonus scene?
Yeah, I think so. It was like at the very end.
Wait, I gotta find her because I thought that the title of the chapter was really funny. Oh, Mint the mint plant. Yeah. So that was the bonus chapter or the bonus content at the end. But yeah, that
Yeah.
was funny. But I do agree with Stasia when she
Yeah,
interrupted
I
the
know.
whole
Like,
scene.
why? That was like the best
Because-
scene.
Because nothing had happened yet, and it was building up. We were like over 50% of the way through the book, and they still hadn't done anything. And I was like, I swear, if they don't get it on soon, I'm gonna throw up my book. And then she still interrupted that scene. And I was like, all right. I know the author did that on purpose.
Yeah.
But
I think it was like a good way to rile up like the reader because I was
Yeah.
super frustrated.
yeah.
And I still am thinking about it. I'm so mad about that.
Yeah. Yeah, she was the worst. Along
Because
with
that was so
Persephone.
good. That was like such
Like,
a
it was
good
a
scene.
very good scene.
Yeah.
Like a very good scene. Like that was probably
I
like
think I reread that scene.
yeah, like it was so good, and I like could like I knew that like they felt something for each other like in that time, and then she had to walk in and interrupt it, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
Right?
Absolutely.
That was so
hated
frustrating.
that. Yeah, that was so annoying. But yeah, I mean, we can talk about the cover. It's so pretty.
I know. I love all the covers for
think-
the series.
yeah,
I also love how A Game of Fate, which is his book, has like a different style cover.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Yeah,
it's
but,
so
like, it's all
good. Like they're so pretty.
matches. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like get them all physically. I think so.
Because like this one, like it wasn't super expensive for an indie published.
Yeah.
Because this is an indie published book, right?
It was like $14.
Yeah, like that's not bad. Because a lot of times, like the Kindle Unlimited romances, like in paperback, are often like a lot more expensive. And I'm
Like maybe like $18, $19.
yeah, like I mean, I love my physical books. I'm definitely glad that I got this book on physical because especially because it was for a book club. Like I want to collect all of our book club picks like in paperback or hardback
Same.
or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if I'll buy the rest of the series, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fun read. Once
was
I got
definitely
into
fun.
it was really fast. It was just I read it like when I was like in a mini reading slump for like 10 days. So, like it took me like I think like almost 2 weeks to read this whole book, and I was like, let's get it done with. But
Yeah.
and I think that might be a part of why I didn't love it as much as I could have maybe. But yeah, like it was fun.
It was fun. Definitely.
I'm glad we picked it. I've wanted to read it for so long because it's been all over Bookstagram.
It was all
like, the
over
past few
TikTok, and I
months.
was like,
Yeah,
every time I was on
TikTok
TikTok, I was like, dang, like I really gotta read this, man. But I was like so scared of picking it up because I get super scared of picking up hyped books,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Yeah, that's
I
my
was
thing
like,
about
maybe
like
not.
From Blood and Ash. I'm supposed to read that in May, but it's so hyped, and I'm like, what if I don't read it, or what if I don't like it?
I started it, loved it so much, and I still haven't finished it because I got scared because of the ending.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm scared, but now I got the sequel, so I think I'm gonna finish it in May as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then the third book is the last one in that series, I think.
I think
Before
there's
she
a
has
fourth one
connection.
coming out.
Oh, okay. I know she was.
I don't
working
know.
on
Maybe
the
I'm
series.
not right,
Okay,
but
I
I
have
think
no
it's a
idea. I
I think it's a
haven't read
4-book series.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I have no idea. But
I'm really excited about the other book that Scarlett Sinclair is coming out with as well. That's in the different series.
oh yes, I remember you
Yeah.
sending. Let me look it up really fast.
Yeah.
I think.
I wanted to mention it because like that sounds really good. We should read that totally sometime.
Let me look it up.
For our book club.
Touch of, yeah, I love. Like I don't read a lot of like fantasy romance, but like I love the idea of like retell. I guess I love Persephone and Hades retellings. Like I recently read in March I read an arc of like Neon Gods by Katie Robert, which is another Hades and Persephone retelling, and I love that. So I definitely want to read like more of them.
I just wrote that down so I can read it because I'm obsessed.
Neon, yeah. Okay, this one, King of Battle and Blood.
Yeah, that looks so
The
good.
cover is very pretty.
It's like what, a vampire thing?
Oh, if it's a vampire, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Like we should totally read that. That sounds so
It
good.
is a vampire about a vampire king. So okay, I'm adding it to my TBR.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'll probably have to check out more of her books. I don't know if I'll continue the series right away, but I probably will eventually.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. I feel bad because I was the unpopular opinion.
I mean, you still liked it. I mean, it's not like you gave it like 1 star, you know?
Right. JLA isn't releasing a 4th book yet, so it's a new
Okay.
series, and the covers just kind of all like match. Like they all
Cool.
kind of look like they're connected. But yeah, I saw that she announced that a few days ago or last week or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, all right. If anybody has any more final thoughts on A Touch of Darkness, we'll go ahead and switch to A Heart of Blood A Heart of Blood and Ashes. I've been like saying this so much, like I'm now getting it confused with From Blood and Ashes because like it's all the same.
They're
I don't
so
know what's
similar,
going
yeah.
on. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start talking about this one. I'll announce on our Discord that we're going to be talking about the second book now. Okay. Talking about A Heart of Blood. And then if anybody like watches this later and like hasn't read the second book and still like want to, you guys can like chat about it in the Discord and like we'll still like interact because Maya and I both read it this month, and so we'd love to talk about it with y'all.
Yeah, there's still time.
Yeah, like we'll keep the chats up there. All right, bye Stasia. I know, I'm really sorry.
Bye,
I couldn't get
Stasia.
the book in time. I know, it's sad. It was good though, so I definitely recommend you reading it.
Yeah, you can also listen to the audiobook. It wasn't
the
too bad.
audiobook was really good. It was on, I listened to it, like I got a free Audible trial, like whatever, for 30 days, and so I had like a free credit, so I downloaded this book on audiobook just because I was on crunch time, and with finals week I was like, I don't have time to like physically read it because it always takes me so much longer to read than it does to listen.
Yeah, I think I finished this in 2 days.
Yeah, I know you loved it. You flew through it.
Yeah, it was
really
just like
good.
every chapter led to the next chapter so well that like I could not finish it.
Yeah. Bailey said I didn't finish this one, but I think I'm DNFing.
Oh dang! Tell us, tell us why.
Yeah, let us know.
It happens,
I was definitely really nervous. I kept putting this one off because like it's so thick, and I know it's mass market, so like it's not really that thick, but like it definitely still looks intimidating.
Yeah. Especially, the words are tiny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I ended up really liking it. So, and I think the audiobook helped with that because probably if I just read it physically, I would have been more confused. And like, I don't know. The audiobook helped a lot because the audiobook was so well narrated that I really enjoyed it. But all right, let's talk about the rating. Okay, let me ask a question. What rating did you give A Heart of Blood and Ashes? Whoops. Okay. Maya, do you want to go first?
Yeah. I give it 5 stars. I mean, I think I'm partial to our book club books. I think
5-star reads this month. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think I'm just like every time we pick a book, I think I tend to just like, I don't know. It was good. I really liked it. 5 stars.
Nice.
Well, I just tend to like the books that we pick, I guess.
That's hilarious. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. Bailey's hating the audio. Why? Can you like? You want to let me know why you're hating it? Just because I'm curious. Because I personally liked it. Yeah, I don't know. I also listened to it at 3 times speed, so like I don't know. Maybe I just read it a lot faster than.
That's fast.
Only because I was like reading the pages while she was talking to me, so like it's easier for me to do both. I don't do 3 times speed if I don't have the book in front of me.
Yeah, I listened to the audio too, and there are some things about it that I was like a little. Sometimes the narrator would say things and it would sound like really weird. I don't know. Okay. I guess maybe it was because it was sped up. I don't know how it would sound like.
I assume we all listened to the same narrator, right? Was it by Nicole Poole? I don't know. The cover of the audiobook looks like it's a movie cover. So I'm like,
yeah, it's that same one.
Okay. But like, so like this isn't getting made into a movie or anything, is it? Because this literally looks like a movie poster.
I have no idea, but I hope so because it would be so good. As a movie, I really think it would be good.
I feel like it needed it to be a dual POV. Yeah, I definitely understand that, especially because the book is dual POV, so to have like 2 different. Like, right, because the book is dual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
And there was a lot going on in the book, so I think that if it was dual POV, it would have been really good.
There's a lot because you have the world building because the book takes place in a different world, right? Yes, it does take place. At least it doesn't sound like it takes place on our planet.
Yeah.
But it's also like kind of historical too, plus with the magic and the fantasy. And so there's a lot going on in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally really liked it. I think I mostly just like because I could actually feel like the chemistry between Maddie.
There was so much good chemistry,
Even? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Even?
Yeah, that's right.
I have no idea.
So I
What did you give it? What was your rating?
4
Okay.
stars. Only because it took me a little bit to get into because it was just I was confused and like overwhelmed by everything. But once I got into it, and like once I like started getting to like learn more about Matic and why he is the way that he is, and like you know like what his motives are, yeah, I really liked it. It was really
I just
good.
really think that the balance of like tension and chemistry was so good because like there were certain things that she had to step around eggshells, like step around him, like she couldn't like say whatever she wanted,
Right, especially
and
about like his mom or whatever. Like if she
yeah,
mentioned if she
anything
mentioned the mom's
related to
name,
it.
then like he was gonna kill her, and I was like, honey, how are you gonna like marry her if you want to kill her? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
And I can't. It just like it took him so long to believe her, and even though, like, I feel like in some but other books, it would have really turned me off of the story because you need to trust each other. But I guess in this setting, I think it was done really well. But I just really liked how the author balanced the tension of like her, like him almost killing her, and like their chemistry.
Yeah.
So
And
I think it was well
also,
done.
When I read romance, I usually just like the romance. I don't want to see anything else, but I actually really enjoyed like the battle scenes and like you know like the war that was going on and like all the like not extra stuff, like all the action elements of it that like helped make the story like I don't know, like more rounded out, I guess. I really enjoyed it, especially like the ending, when like she is taken by her father and like he, you know, almost dies or whatever, and like they end up getting reunited, and I was just like crying or like trying not to cry because like, he hadn't told her that he loved her, but he wanted to,
and he was so upset that he hadn't told her, and I was like, yeah, dude, you
he
need
was
to
like he was like it won't be the same if it doesn't come from my mouth. So you better take me to her.
Yeah.
I love Matic. Honestly, is he one of my new book boyfriends too? Probably.
Yes. He was so good. I really loved his character. I also really loved the side characters in this book as well. Like everyone, all of the dragons, right? His dragon.
Yeah, I like the dragons too.
They were all so. I just loved all their characters so much.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, it was just so good. And Yvonne was such a good heroine. Like she was like, she wasn't weak, right? Even though like she was portrayed to be.
Right.
And she was just super strong and independent, and I loved that.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah, I really liked her a lot too. And I think that she was a very good balance for Matic. Like I think their balance like between like their characteristics and like whatever like matched each other very well.
Yeah.
Because like he was so big and broody and angry, and like she was like some of those things too, but like I think she kind of like helped like reel him in a little bit and like made him more
she was
humanized
smart
as well. Yeah.
She was like
very good.
She was also so angry and like so bloodthirsty, you could say. But I think like they went about it in two different ways, right?
Yeah.
Like they expressed themselves in two different ways, and so it was a good balance.
Yeah,
for sure.
because like
it wasn't like overwhelming.
She was more like strategic with like, okay, if I get pregnant, you know, like I will, you know, take my father's place because like the line gets passed down from the queens or whatever. So like, and Matic was like, I'm just gonna go kill everybody. Like it's basically what his like thought was, but she was more like strategic about how to get that exact revenge. Which I really like. Because like I love a strong female character, someone who doesn't necessarily like have to like, who doesn't have to rely on a man to like. You know, and I think that Yvonne, like, despite the fact that, like, she needed to get pregnant, like, she didn't rely on Matic necessarily to, like, be the one to, like, make all of that happen, I guess. Because, like, she was like, I can go find someone else, you know?
Yeah, and she was very, like, you don't have to marry me.
Right, yeah.
Like, she was like, you really don't. Like, yeah. She was a great character.
Yeah.
I had a thought that completely slipped my mind. Hopefully it comes back to me, but...
Let's see, what else is there? Like, so what was, like, your favorite, like, part to, like, see, like, in the story? Like, what was your favorite scene? Like, what did you like, scene-wise or plot-wise, I guess, about the book?
I really liked when they first met. Honestly, their first encounter was so good.
That was, like, 50 pages in, right? And she was, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm so, smart, though, so... vibes.
Yeah, it was like a smutty first encounter, but it also showed like how brutal she was.
Hmm.
Like, because she just like straight up killed her brother, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
She
she
just
like
straight up like stabbed
stabbed
him in the
him with a
back.
knife through his whatever, like through his back or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you
And
go,
it left
girl.
such an impression on Matic because you could read it and he was just like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait a second, what?
yeah,
Yeah, it was so
that
it
was
was good.
good.
I like that first scene between them.
Yeah, that was really good. I also liked like when they would like be traveling or whatever, and like they ended up at that one like town or whatever, and like they were all eating dinner together, and like that was right after she had like not run away from the thing that came, not that I remember any of
Oh yeah,
the
the Wrath,
yeah,
the
but like
Wraith
yeah, but like she got
that
them to
killed the
like
horse.
open up to her again and like everything, and they were just like all friends, I guess, like at that
Yeah.
table. I like the fact that Maddox like dragons and like his army like so willingly opened up and like liked her as a person. You know, they didn't just treat her as, you know, like someone beneath them, I guess. They were all kind of friends.
Yeah.
They
And
were
they
all
were very
great.
skeptical of her to begin with, you know?
Right.
So that was really nice.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was really good. I like
And
the
I
side characters as well.
my thought has come back. Okay.
Okay, what was your
Sorry.
thought?
It's like totally random. Okay, I really liked how like when Matic overreacted, there was that one smutty scene. And
Yeah,
like she
where
almost said his mom's name and he like
yes,
overreacted
like
and
the one
almost
where
ripped
like
her tongue out. Yeah.
but like, she didn't actually. She wasn't talking about his mom. She was talking about her mom. Yeah, that scene.
Yeah, that scene. I really like how after that he realized that he had done that to her because of his feelings, not her feelings. And he
Mhm.
overreacted because of himself. And he didn't have to have someone tell him that, you know? And I really like
Right.
that he was like
Yeah.
emotionally developed enough to understand that like he took it out on her,
Mhm.
but it was him that needed reminding, not her. Because she
Yeah.
was still
And
very like, I just need a kid and you don't need to
yeah.
marry me, you know?
Right. And like he still went downstairs to his friend for like advice, like to talk to them, but like he realized initially on his own before going downstairs to like see his friends or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like that scene. That was really good.
that was a good
I
one.
just yeah, Matic was just so like he was almost like when we read Romancing the Duke and like the main character was like one of the grouchy characters. That's kind of how like Matic
He's
like
like a
kind of
grump
gave me the
hero.
same vibes. He was very angry and grouchy, and I kind of love that. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
close my blinds really fast because it's just okay. There we go. I feel like the light was just okay. That's kind of better, but yeah, I love grouchy and mean and angry characters, and I thought that
Oh my
Matic
god,
was
grumpy
really well
heroes
done.
are the best. Grumpy
Yeah,
heroes
and
are the best.
and his anger was justified too, I guess. Like, he wasn't just angry to be angry. He was angry for a reason, and it worked. Like, it didn't like.
Yeah, and it was a good reason too, because like
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone was in his position, they would want revenge and justice and all that. So I think it was really well done.
Yeah, I really liked him. How about the world building?
Okay, honestly, like a lot of the stuff in the world building was very new. Like none of the animals, apart from like
Right.
dogs and horses,
Right.
were like the same, right? Everything else
Right.
was new. But it was still explained in a way that wasn't like, here's a random creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like the characters had never seen before. It wasn't like that, right?
Right.
But it was still explained in a way that made it easy to understand.
Like, it didn't feel like info dumping.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that got me confused sometimes was like the names of the different places and the different like people, and
Yeah.
that was like the only thing that I think it tripped me up like maybe twice in the whole book.
Yeah.
So honestly, not that bad. I think the world building was really well done,
Mhm.
considering that it's a new world and a lot of books info dump. I don't think this did any info dumping,
Yeah, I
to
didn't
be
feel
completely
that either,
honest.
which I really appreciated. Because like I think that's what so often
Yeah, I really
turns
like
me
that.
off from fantasy is the world building, because I don't do info dumping. Like, I don't like that. I don't like it when like you have to take the time to like build a world before I can like actually get to the story. So I thought that this one was really well done. Because yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
like, it took me a little bit to get into it, but I think that was just because it is a fantasy romance. But like once I did, like I was never really confused. Like I really enjoyed it. I loved the world too, and I'm very excited because I'm gonna buy the second book and read it.
Yeah, same.
Because it follows a different cast of, well, it follows different characters, right? It doesn't follow Matic.
It follows I read the synopsis actually, like
Look it up.
after
It's
I
only
finished the
$5
first
on
one.
Amazon, so I'm probably gonna.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna buy that too then. Honestly, I think we're gonna make a chat in the Discord server for the sequel. I think we
Okay,
have like a
cool.
sequels thing
Yeah, yeah.
channel, and I'll put it there because honestly, I think I want to read this entire series. I mean, there's 3 books, and then there's a
3 books.
prequel.
Yes.
There's a prequel as well, which I think I'll read. I don't know when you have to read it. I think it came out after the first book came out.
It says 1.1, so no, sorry, it's 0.5.
Yeah, I think you
So,
can
like,
read it whenever, right?
Yeah, it's like 162 pages. It follows. It just says a warrior princess must tame the beast of Blackmoor. So I don't know
Okay.
who it's about, so it might not. But yeah, like the second cover. Yeah, so like the second book.
Yeah, the
book is
second one sounds so good. It sounds so
sounds
good.
really good.
And I think it's another like enemies to lovers kind of thing.
Let's see. It is following Even Koth and Lizen. Did we meet Even Koth in the No, we haven't met
Wait,
characters.
I don't know.
I don't know. There was some K name in the first book. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what K name.
I don't think so.
The book
but
was
I'm
so
not sure.
thick. I don't remember like a lot.
There were
of
so many
details about
characters.
people. Yeah, and there are so many characters. But
I'm gonna order it too so we can read that because
yeah.
there's just so much story left because so basically the plot doesn't wrap up in the first book. There's just so much more to the plot that's not finished. Like the whole like overarching story.
Oh yes, okay. About the kingdoms and the yeah.
Yeah, and like the destroyer coming.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because in the sequel it mentions the destroyer's imminent return has sent the realms into turmoil. So I guess still gonna be over, talking about that.
Yeah. And I'm so excited. It just sounds so good.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have it in my like cart. I'm just gonna wait until I get home from school to buy it because I have so many packages coming to like my mailbox here that the people at the post office know my name and they're like,
really?
I need another 3 packages for you today, and I'm like, I go to school with like 12,000 people like on campus, and I'm like, if you know my name, that means I buy too many stuff.
Too many books.
Too much stuff. Too many books. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop until I get home, but I'll be home on Friday, so I'll order it then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I already have it in my Amazon cart, so because this was
I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, this is probably like the first sequel that I'm gonna because I will like to read the sequel to Romancing the Duke someday eventually. But like this will be the first sequel that I've read like immediately, I think, because I don't always like read sequels. Like
I put them off so bad.
The companion novel,
Yeah.
I never pick them up. Like unless it's like the Brown Sisters trilogy. Like I don't really read the sequels, and I'm like I probably need to.
I'm pretty bad at continuing series. That's actually been something I'm trying to do this year, and kind of working, kind of not working. I don't know. It's mixed bag. Depends on the book.
Yeah.
But this was just so good. I think I'm gonna continue.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was very good. I'm surprised too because I think this one was the one that I was nervous about. Versus, I had very high hopes for A Touch of Darkness. I had very nervous expectations for Heart of Blood and Ashes, but I ended up really liking this book. So I'm glad that you picked it because I think it was your idea to read this one.
Yeah,
and
I had it on my TBR, and I was like, I know that you and Elle don't like read fantasy that much, and so I was like, hopefully this isn't too fantasy, but it's thick as heck. So no, but yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm glad I picked it.
Good. Yeah, I think the thing about mass markets is that like they always scare me because they're so thick, but like they're so much smaller than regular books. Yeah. So like it shouldn't really like. If this was a regular sized book, it'd probably only be like 300 pages or so, which isn't really that big.
Like 400 or something.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. So like the mass markets always make me nervous, even though like they're smaller than normal sized books. So like they're the same length, I guess.
Yeah, I have this fantasy romance series on my shelf, and I keep telling myself that to make it feel better, but the first book is over 900 pages long, and it doesn't make me feel better.
What series is it?
It's the Crucial's Dart series. And it sounds really good, honestly. I'll send you the synopsis of it because it sounds very good.
Wow, that's thick for like I read It by Stephen King last year, and I was like, I'll never read a book over 1,000 pages again. Like, absolutely not. That was not worth my time. Wow.
I mean, I don't think I'll ever read that either. I think
Yeah.
this. I mean, this is a. I think it has romance in it. I think it's a fantasy romance.
Okay.
So
Is it young adult or adult? Okay.
it's a bit. I don't know if there are any trigger warnings for it.
Mhm.
I'd have to check, but I think there might be. Honestly,
Yeah, you'll have to send me
yeah.
the synopsis of that because that sounds kind of interesting, despite the fact that it's 900 pages long. Maybe I
The
can read
first
it
one is
really,
500
really
pages
slowly.
long.
Yeah.
The second one is like 800 pages long, so that's even. They don't get smaller.
Oh, 500, 800. Yeah, you know, it's fine. That's how kind of how Akotar is, I guess.
Yeah.
I read the second book. I still need to read the third book, and the fourth book's even
I still
bigger.
need to read the second book, and I
Yeah.
heard that's like the best one. So
Yeah, that's my favorite. So I mean, I've only read 2 of them, so what do I know? But yeah.
I mean, that's like the basic, like that's like the common agreement, right? Second
Yeah.
book's good
The
because
second book
in
is the
it.
best one. Is the common agreement between people. But yeah.
I'm excited to read it. I just, gosh, I have so many books and I keep buying them, so I keep trying to hold off.
Me too.
It's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay,
agree with
I
that.
sent you the synopsis, by the way, so
Okay.
whenever you have.
Sweet. I'll look at it after this is done. But all right. Do we have any more general thoughts on this book? I liked it. That's all. That's all I say. I liked it.
I liked it a lot. I think it's a like, even though it's really daunting, if you have the audiobook, highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
If you're not a fantasy romance person.
Yeah, because it was good. The steam, okay. I love the steam in this book more than I liked it in this book personally, which kind of surprised me because the language of this book was a little bit more like historical romance kind of. So like the fact that I loved this, I was here for it.
It was good. The steam was really good.
It was really good.
Their relationship was very, very good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And I kind of like the fact that like it wasn't an arranged marriage trope, but like it was kind of like fake marriage / like arranged marriage because like they were doing it out of convenience, I guess, at first. And so I think that just kind of made their whole enemies thing like work even more. So I really loved it.
Right. It was so good. Highly recommend it.
I'm very glad you picked that one because I would never have read it if you hadn't picked it up. So
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
So glad because like, yeah, I guess it's like Ted's when you recommend something to someone that isn't like their typical genre.
Right.
So I'm glad you liked it.
It was really good. It was really good. Okay, should we talk about the May book club pick really fast?
Yeah. We can mention May and
June. Okay.
Yeah.
So our May, that was the end of our like April book club discussion. Thank you to everyone who read the books, whether or not you're like watching like live or you come back later, because I know that some people were going to do that. Thank you for watching. Our May book club pick is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I've already read it and I'm going to reread it because I loved it so much. This is an age gap romance about a girl named Jordan who falls in love with her ex-boyfriend's dad. So that's not a spoiler. It's on the back of the book. So yeah, would recommend. I've already read it, but this is an age gap romance. So if that makes you uncomfortable, this might not be for you. But I thought that it was very beautifully written, and I didn't feel like weird at all. So would recommend. And if you want to join us for this book club pick, the links to our Instagram and Discord are in the description down below. Yeah, and we'll be talking about this book at the end of the month, I assume. And then you want to talk about the June pick really fast?
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
So we haven't announced the June pick on our Instagram, but we always announce them like early on our live shows. So
yeah, and we'll probably put the information for it in the Discord as well.
Yeah.
But we're reading Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. I don't know how to say her last name.
Yes, I think
but
so.
This is
That's
a
June.
Sapphic Pride and Prejudice retelling.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I've already read that one too, and it was so good.
It looks so good. Sounds so good. I
really
cannot
cute.
wait.
Yeah.
So.
And
also, like, the cover is so pretty.
It's very cute. I love it.
I almost dropped my book on the camera. Yeah, it's pretty.
But yeah, so those are our May and June book club picks. We will probably at some point vote on or discuss what our July and August picks will. Right, July and August in the next month.
We have
our July pick already, but we will talk about voting for our August pick at some point, and we will update the Discord and Instagram when that does happen, so y'all can vote on what we want to read next.
I don't think we have a like subgenre picked
Subgenre.
out.
Maybe
So
it's time to like recycle and like go through, because I think we've almost read all the subgenres
Yeah.
at this point.
if anyone wants to recommend any, we could like send it in the
Do it.
Discord.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
can
feel
look
free
at
to
the-
go over to the Discord. Yeah,
Because maybe we're forgetting something.
books that we should read. Yeah, we have a pretty
Yeah.
good like selection of like the subgenres. Like we have lists made, but we could be forgetting something. So yeah, feel free to
Yeah.
recommend us sub romance genres that you want to read in August. Yeah, that's a long time away, but in August, so we can talk about finding picks for that genre. I think that is all we have to say. Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for reading with us.
for our discussion of A Heart of Blood and Ashes and A Touch of Darkness. Overall, it was another good reading month. I think for the most part, everybody liked the picks, so that's really exciting. Don't forget to join our Discord down below for our birthday girl chats, and also Written in the Stars in June. And yeah, we'll see you all later. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us.